Hello students. So now we'll make our new lecture on Constituent Assembly. So Constituent Assembly, in the last lecture we have discussed about how Constituent Assembly has been set up. So we have already discussed about the Constituent Assembly has been set up by the indirect election by the provincial legislative assemblies, and 289 members are there in the Constituent Assembly, in which 292 members are of British provinces, Indian provinces, 93 princely states, and 4 chief commissioner provinces. 93, you already know that 93 members of the princely states have not been participated in the assembly, plus 73 Muslim League members also didn't participate in the Constituent Assembly, and the first meeting has been attended by 211 members of Constituent Assembly. Okay, so 9th December the first meeting has been held. 11th December the temporary president of the Legislative Assembly has been appointed, and on 13th December the permanent president temporary was Sachidanand Sinha, and permanent president was Dr. Rajendra Prasad. So one more fact I want to bring to your notice, that two vice presidents of Constituent Assembly have also been appointed. Two vice presidents. So president was Rajendra Prasad, and two vice president. One is H.C. Mukherjee, another is V.T. Krishnamachari. So these are the two vice presidents have been appointed of the Constituent Assembly. And B.N. Rao, Sir B.N. Rao, constitutional advisor of the Constituent Assembly. Constitutional. So these are some facts which you should remember, and these can be asked in your PCS exam. But IAS will not be asked, but PCS it can be asked. So now today we will study about the objective resolution, which has been moved on 13th December 1946. So one more fact, that temporary president Sachidanand Sinha appointed on 9th December, and 11th December permanent president appointed Dr. Rajendra Prasad, permanent president. So now we'll study about the objective resolution, which has been moved by our former Prime Minister Shri Jawaharlal Nehru on 30th December 1946. तो आप जानते हो ऑब्जेक्टिव रेजोल्यूशन क्या होता है? ऑब्जेक्टिव रेजोल्यूशन ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. सो दिस बेसिकली एम्बॉडीज द आइडियल्स ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. सो हाउ द आइडियल, द फिलोसफी बिहाइंड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, how it is going to what is the philosophy and what are the ideals on which the country should be is going to be formed. किस तरीके से कंट्री का आइडियल और किस तरीके से सेटअप, कंट्री का पॉलिटिकल सेटअप किस तरीके से होने वाला है, और what our forefathers are going to because they are going to make in our constitution in the next 2 or 3 years. So what they are going to bring in their mind while they are making the constitution, क्या ideals, क्या philosophy they will follow. So if you can say in a nutshell the objective resolution, so I'll write it down here. The objective resolution embodies the ideals and philosophy behind the constitution. Okay. Of the constitution. So what is the political setup of our country? What exactly is expected from our country's political setup, and what our forefathers is going to have in their mind while they are making the constitution. So this is the philosophy of the constitution, and you can say objective resolution is a precursor to the preamble. जो preamble बना था ना हमारा, preamble की क्या कि constitution basically करेगा क्या, so what is going to be the constitution is going to do. So this is a preamble. So this objective resolution moved by Jawaharlal Nehru on 30th December 1946 is a precursor to the preamble का precursor था. और एक important fact और आपको याद करना चाहिए कि 30th December को ये introduced and adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 22 January 1947. Adopted. Okay. So this is the objective. So this is some fact of the objective resolution. Now we will understand the major points behind the objective resolution. So objective resolution basically important points है. एक तो to foster unity of the nation है ना, unity of the nation, unity को foster करने के लिए, to ensure political and economic security of the nation, political and economic security of the nation. Third point, to maintain the integrity of the country, है ना, integrity of the country, and to constitute India into a sovereign democratic republic. ठीक है, सोवरन इनका हम मतलब समझेंगे इन दी प्रियम्बल में समझेंगे इनका मतलब, सोवरन डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक में कंस्टिट्यूट करना इंडिया को. सो दीज आर सम इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स. यूनिटी फोस्टर करना, पॉलिटिकल और इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी, इंटीग्रिटी मेंटेन करना, इंडिया को सोवरन डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक कंस्टिट्यूट करना. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, फिफ्थ पॉइंट, टू एंश्योर justice, social, political and economic. ठीक है,
ठीक है.
and so freedom of speech, expression, belief, faith, worship. ठीक है,
ठीक है.
vocation, etc. Speech, expression, belief, faith and worship, vocation, etc. इसकी freedom ensure करना. To have a written constitution होना. ठीक है. Next point, seventh point, to have sovereignty over the land, air and sea as per the law of civilized nations. ठीक है, sovereignty of the land, air and sea के ऊपर as per the law of civilized nations. Then to foster international peace and security, to foster international peace and security, to attain its rightful place in the world. ठीक है, अपना प्लेस अचीव करना वर्ल्ड में, एक पोजीशन अचीव करनी. और another important point, to provide adequate safeguards for minorities, tribal and backward sections of society. ठीक है, tribal and backward section of society के लिए adequate safeguard देना. और to maintain or to make a federal scheme and distribution of power between center and states. ठीक है, फेडरल स्कीम बनानी इंडिया को और डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करना पावर का सेंटर और स्टेट्स में. एंड टू मेक अ यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया बनाना, जिसके अंदर टेरिटरी होंगी, एग्जिस्टिंग टेरिटरी इंक्लूडिंग princely states जो want to join the union, ठीक है, जो यूनियन को ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, यूनियन को ज्वाइन करेंगे, प्लस एनी टेरिटरी, एनी एक्सटर्नल टेरिटरी who wants to join the union. So यूनियन बनेगी इंडिया की, जिसमें एग्जिस्टिंग इंडिया प्रोविंशियल जो इंडिया की ब्रिटिश इंडिया प्रोविंसेस प्लस इंक्लूडिंग प्रिंसिपल स्टेट्स who want to join the union plus any external territory who wants to join the union. So that India is going to be a union of all the territories. यूनियन बनाएंगे. So it basically emphasizes a strong center. आप जानते हैं कैबिनेट मिशन ने एक बहुत ही वीक सेंटर बनाया था और सारी पावर्स दे दी गई थी प्रोविंशियल लेवल पे, बट इसने एक कहीं ना कहीं सेंटर को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाने का प्रोविजन हमारे यहीं से स्टार्ट हुआ था, हमारे ऑब्जेक्टिव रेजोल्यूशन से स्टार्ट हुआ था, जिसने एनविसाज किया था टू मेक अ यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया, जो कि इनडिस्ट्रक्टिबल यूनियन ऑफ डिस्ट्रक्टिबल स्टेट्स. तो फेडरल स्कीम की बात जरूर की थी, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ पावर की भी बात की थी, बट एक यूनियन की बात की थी वेयर स्टेट्स कैन नॉट रिसीड फ्रॉम द यूनियन. सो these are the objective resolutions. So these are the ideals, morals, philosophy, values of our constitution, by which the constitution is going to be made, on the basis on which the constitution is going to be made. So this is very important. So major important points you should remember कि भाई यूनिटी फोस्टर करनी है, इंटीग्रिटी मेंटेन करनी है, और लैंड सी एयर सोवरेन राइट्स होगा इंडिया का, और राइटफुल प्लेस करना होगा, अचीव करना होगा, और इंटरनेशनल पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी मेंटेन करनी है. उसका फेडरल स्कीम, और फेडरल स्कीम होगी, यूनियन ऑफ स्टेट्स हो गया इंडिया, एंड ऑब्वियसली फ्रीडम ऑफ थॉट, एक्सप्रेशन, बिलीफ, फेथ, वर्शिप, वोकेशन, प्लस पॉलिटिकल एंड इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी, जस्टिस, सोशल पॉलिटिकल एंड इकोनॉमिक जस्टिस फोस्टर करना लोगों में, एंड so these are some important points of the objective resolution which you should remember while because any question in PCS can come where you have to write all the important points of the objective resolution. So kindly subscribe to my channel for more such new lectures, और motivation के लिए subscribe कर लें और like करें मेरे lectures को. And next lecture we will discuss about the different committees of the Constituent Assembly, including some new facts about the Constituent Assembly. Thank you so much.